food recipe today is basically it's a toad and hole recipe, and we're going to use today a premium pork sausage, and it's made by the Black Farmer. And today I'd like to introduce you to the Black Farmer himself.
Nice to meet you, Michael, and thank you very, very much for inviting me to come along
welcome.
and for choosing to use my sausages, because as you know, they are one of the best tasting sausages around.
100%.
So you're going to do toad in the hole, I understand?
Yes.
Okay, so what we have here are these sausages that they've already been baked
10 minutes in the oven, yeah.
So you've already put those in for 10 minutes, and you could actually, if you were here, you'd start to smell that wonderful flavour.
Yeah,
you could really smell it, can't you?
Plenty of strong meat flavour coming out of it.
Exactly,
like that,
exactly. So that's the first stage, and then what happens next?
So basically what we're going to do, that's been in the oven for 10 minutes at the moment. It's going to go back in a little bit longer and going to get really, really smoking, so get the oil really smoking hot into it. As that's happening, it's going to take like 2 to 3 minutes. I'm going to make you the batter for the toad in the hole, which is quite easy batter. Again, I'm going to use the multi-purpose white mix. Just drop it into the bowl. Again, I'm just going to crack 4 eggs into it. Quite a simple batter. There we go. And then I'm just going to add some nice water and olive oil mixed together.
And then you're now going to mix that all together.
That's it. Going to mix together to make a nice formula.
Shall I get started?
Yeah,
you've been doing all the work.
You get stuck in.
So, just like this, then, Michael.
That's it. Yeah. And I'm just going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to it.
Okay. Shall I let you put some?
You can, yeah. A little bit of salt and pepper to it.
It's wonderful.
Give it a little kick.
Actually, toad in the hole is one of my favourite dishes. And if you've got some sort of wheat intolerance, it's a real sacrifice not to be able to have a real great tasting toad in the hole. So
those luxuries are sort of gone, aren't they?
Exactly. So with a glutafin batter mix and my sausages, obviously that combination is
works very well. It works very well together. It works very well together.
So am I doing the right thing?
Yeah,
here?
just keep whisking it through and get the air through it. So what you want is when that goes into the oven, you want the heat just to rise the whole thing up. But the eggs will do that anyway with the flour, so to get a good height on top.
Yeah. And it's quite a quick, easy dish.
It's quick and simple. Quick, nice for supper time, nice for the quick dinner with the kids coming home and stuff. Pretty good.
Yeah, you see, I mean, I think that with this batter...
I think that's okay. No,
it's all right.
Yeah.
But I tell you, working this batter really has made such a difference. Okay, so we've done that. What's the next stage?
So quite simply what we're going to do now is we're going to take our sausages from the oven and just add the batter to the sausage.
Right, now you're going to add this batter into this mix. Now, the key thing about the Black Farmer brand is that all we ever do is gluten-free products, because one of the things I always wanted to make sure was that people with a wheat intolerance are treated like the mainstream consumer. Yes. Because it's so frustrating if you've got a wheat intolerance and you can't find good, flavoursome foods.
There's not a lot of people actually know that their sausages are just gluten-free and...
Definitely. Well, not just my sausages, but all of my products. That is my ethos, is that I will never ever do anything that isn't gluten-free. And it's gluten-free that also appeals to the mainstream, because one of the things that I used to find pretty frustrating, and I used to get amazing letters of moms saying they've got a kid, for example, that has a wheat intolerance, and that she had to buy separate sausages for the child and separate sausages for the rest of the family. Whereas at least with mine, the whole family could enjoy them. And so I think it's very, very important that people know that these dishes should be treated as mainstream dishes. Well, they just happen to be gluten-free.
And the same, the toad and hole, it's a family dish. Should all be going together, shouldn't it?
Exactly. Right, so this is making me starving now. So
okay, here we go. Just add a batter.
I'm just going to add the batter there.
Again, just halfway up the sausage, not the whole way up.
Okay.
Then you're just going to pop that in an oven on 200 for about 45 minutes.
And just so you could see, they've got a nice sort of spread there. And you want me to stick that in the oven now?
Straight in the oven, yeah.
For about
Don't waste no more time. I'm getting hungry and all.
You're getting hungry as well. Okay, so we've just put the mixture in the oven, and now what you've got to have with toad in the hole is that you've got to have a gravy. Now, how do you go about making your gravy?
So what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to get some nice red onion. I'm going to sweat it down in the pan with a little bit of olive oil.
Okay, so shall I put the olive oil in this pan here?
Please do.
So, is it any particular olive oil? Or?
Any oil doesn't really make any difference.
Okay.
So just
is that enough there?
That's plenty.
Okay, great.
So what we're going to do is just slice up the red onions. Again, no format, just keep it rough and ready.
Okay, and just stick it in there.
Into your pan, reduce it down. And get a bit of heat on it. That's it. Get a bit of heat.
Okay, so is there any more onions you put in, or just a little bit of onions there?
Just onions there, yeah.
Okay.
And then again, you can just put your thyme in there, actually, just to give that sort of bit of an infusion as such. Release the sort of natural oils in the thyme.
I'll just even smell it there.
So you can hear the crackle as well if the herbs sort of cooking out and releasing all the stuff.
So that's there, yes?
So again, yeah. So again, a little bit of red wine. Juice it down.
Gorgeous.
Okay. And quite simply, just add some boiling water or boiling stock. Again, reduce that a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. So just,
and then these are granules, aren't they?
Yeah, these are granules. These are gluten-free gravy granules. Basically, when it's boiling, because the granules will come together quite quick. When it's boiling, just basically whisk in your granules, just until you get that consistency of how you want it to look.
Oh yes, you could see that it's thickening up.
Yeah, yeah. And again, a little bit of salt and pepper into it. As this gravy's kicking in nice, the red wine's coming through. All I need now is a bit of toad and hole to just bang on some on top.
Just on cue. Look at that.
Whoa.
Doesn't that
nice,
look
nice.
absolutely
nice.
Gorgeous?
Okay.
It really, really works well there. So are you going to...
Yeah, I'm just going to cut a portion out. I'll take that off here, burn my hands. So I'm just going to cut a little slice out of it, or a big slice if you want.
That mixture has worked really well.
Yeah, it's kicked in nice.
It really has coming...
So again, it's not a format again, it's just get it out. Get it on the centre of the plate. That's it, a bit of this red wine gravy is going to sort that out.
All right, and then you put the gravy on top. Now,
that's it.
Whether that's a meal for yourself or whether that's a meal for your kids, that just looks so appetizing.
For me, it's 3 sausages is plenty. For kids, maybe 2.
Oh yeah, that just looks wonderful.
But just, again, some nice gravy, not too much. There we go. Again, I would serve that with some mashed potato and French beans.
Really complements my sausages really
nice.
well. Thank you very, very, very much.
Okay, so there we got toad in the hole.